Brown has officially been waived by the Indiana Fever. And I genuinely thought that they were kind of waiting.
Jaelyn Brown has been cut by the Indiana Fever. I spoke about this earlier today when I did a video.
I gotta say, congrats to Michaela Timson on making the final Indiana Fever roster, unless something crazy happens.
The Fever just cut Jaelyn Brown, and everyone's asking why. It's not what you think. This wasn't about her performance on the court. It was about something brewing behind the scenes that nobody saw coming. A rookie named Michaela Timson basically came out of nowhere during preseason and showed chemistry with Caitlin Clark that the coaches couldn't ignore. This decision reveals exactly what the Fever are planning for their season, and it's actually pretty smart when you understand the full picture.
Indiana Fever is going to make a crucial decision probably in the next 24 to 48 hours about this roster spot. Well, it looked like your boy John Liquidators was
not believe the conspiracy theory. I thought there was a chance the conspiracy theory was going to be true, that the Fever were just kind of stalling.
Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great. Thank you so much. Now, back to the video.
Like, I know a lot of people just assume rookies make teams like it's the NBA. They don't. They don't. Not in the WNBA. Not with 12 roster spots.
Jaelyn Brown has simply been waived from the roster, and it looked like her relationship with Amber Cox just wasn't enough to keep her in-house.
Wait, did you see what just happened? The Indiana Fever waived Jaelyn Brown completely out of nowhere. Fans are losing it on social media trying to figure out why they'd cut her. Everyone's posting theories and hot takes, but most people are missing what's actually going on here. This wasn't some random decision the team made overnight. The Fever coaching staff had been watching something develop during preseason that basically made this move impossible to avoid. They saw patterns in practice and preseason games that told them they needed to make a tough call. That's the part nobody's talking about right now. Let me break down the real problem the Fever were facing. They desperately needed help in the front court. The guard rotation was already packed with talented players fighting for minutes, but they were seriously weak in the post position. This created a huge imbalance on their roster that they couldn't ignore anymore.
To see what they're going to do with Michaela Timson, and then potentially go and bring in a point guard.
Now we know Michaela Timson, 18 pick in the draft, came out balling. She looked good.
Should have known there's so many import players that come into the league that I coach in that average like 35 points per game for bad teams.
During scrimmages, this weakness kept showing up again and again, and the coaches knew they had to address it before the regular season started. Think about this. Coach Stephanie White hasn't been subtle about what she wants from her players. She kept saying she needs players who are going to stay ready so they don't have to get ready. That's an actual quote from her. She wants players who contribute both on the court and off it, in the locker room and in huddles too. And from what we're hearing, Brown just wasn't fitting that specific need the way the team hoped she would. Meanwhile, rookie Michaela Timson was quietly becoming the solution nobody saw coming. This 18th pick in the draft wasn't getting much attention from fans or media, but inside practice, she was turning heads. Timson was showing skills that directly addressed the Fever's biggest weakness in the front court. Day after day in practice, she was making the kind of plays that made coaches nudge each other and point.
And what's crazy about it is she was still in the draft. Now, granted, she struggled her last game, but I'm here to tell you, as of right now,
guaranteed to make team, and not with a hard cap. The hard cap is something that might be extremely, it might be a big issue.
The most eye-opening moment came during preseason games when Timson started running pick and rolls with Caitlin Clark. The chemistry between them was instant and electric. According to team sources, coaches were literally saying that her and Caitlin coming off that pick and roll look really, really, really good. That's not one really. That's three reallys good. The coaches couldn't ignore what they were seeing develop between these two players. What makes this situation even more interesting is the financial side of things. Timson's rookie contract is way cheaper than keeping Brown on the roster. We're talking about a 4-year rookie scale deal that increases gradually over time. The numbers tell the story. Timson will make $69,000 in 2025, $70,000 in 2026, $77,000 in 2027, 2027, and $88,000 in her fourth-year option. That's a bargain for a player showing this much potential and chemistry with your franchise star.
Man, Chloe Peterson stated Jaelyn Brown has been waived by the Fever according to WNBA transition log. The roster is down to 11.
And Annika Soltau suspended for a season. If you guys don't know what that means, it means she signed her rookie deal, but they have suspended the rookie deal for an entire season because she never, like, she let it in points and rebounds. But I'm never falling for American good stats on bad.
With the new CBA coming in 2026 that's going to raise player salaries across the league, keeping Timson makes perfect financial sense for the team's long-term plans. The Fever front office is thinking 3 steps ahead here. They know those salary caps are going to change dramatically, and having a player like Timson locked in on a rookie deal gives them flexibility they wouldn't have otherwise. So here's why the Fever waived Brown. It wasn't about her individual talent at all. This was about Timson being the perfect fit for what the team specifically needed right now. They needed front court depth. They needed someone who meshed well with Clark, and they needed a financially smart contract that would give them flexibility in the future.
Waived by the Fever according to WNBA transactions log. So, obviously the Storm are exercising their option on Jordan.
She's definitely looking like she is going to be a big part of the future in building this championship caliber team.
Timson checked all 3 boxes in a way Brown simply couldn't. This whole situation shows exactly what the Fever are planning for their season. They're building everything around Caitlin Clark and finding specific role players who complement her game. It's not just about collecting talent, it's about finding the right pieces that fit together. The Fever clearly believe Timson fits with Clark in a way that makes the team better overall. The coaching staff is essentially betting that the chemistry between Clark and Timson will develop into something special over the season. They saw enough in practices and preseason games to make this difficult decision. And yes, waiving a player is always tough, but the Fever believe they found someone in Timson who addresses their specific needs and fits their long-term vision.
Like, the Lynx can't suspend Kosu, but Soltau was never she was an undrafted rookie who never came over. What did Soltau do?
He has already got over 100 comments, 50,000 views within the last hour, bro. So a lot of people is definitely engaged.
She has gone and made the team. She has gone and made the team over Bree Hall. Look, she was always going to make it over Yvonne Ejim. And
the biggest takeaway here is that the Fever are being extremely intentional about how they're building around their superstar rookie. Every move they make, including this one with Brown, is designed to create the perfect environment for Clark to thrive. That's smart team building, even if it means making tough calls that surprise fans. This move wasn't random. It was calculated, planned, and focused on making the Fever better, both now and in the future. The Fever's decision to cut Brown wasn't just about her skills, it was all about the team's strategy. Brown actually got some buckets, but that wasn't enough to save her spot. Remember, she came to Indiana from Dallas in that 4-team trade and just didn't stick on the final roster. The business side of basketball can be harsh, but the Fever clearly know what they're doing here. Their roster is down to 11 now, with Timson grabbing that last spot as expected. Keep watching Michaela Timson this season. If she keeps that chemistry going with Clark, she might prove this tough decision was exactly the right call all along.